Hey guys, welcome back. So in this Blender tutorial, we are going to take a look at Blender's new feature called the geometry nodes. So this feature was implemented in Blender version 2.92 and this feature is really quite powerful. You can really create cool procedural things with this. And if you want to download this project file, you can do so on my Patreon page. So I'll leave a link down in the description. So as you can see, I'm using Blender version 2.93 alpha. So make sure that you use 2.92 and above. Okay, so first we are going to delete the lamp and the cube. And in the render settings, I'm going to turn on ambient occlusion and screen space reflections. Now we are going to start by making our plane. So this is going to be our ground plane. So just add a plane and we are going to increase the size of this plane to 10 meters. For the landscape, we are going to use the displacement modifier. So I'm going to go in my edit mode and subdivide this a bunch of times. And this looks quite good. So go under the modifiers tab and add a basic displacement modifier. Click that new button to add a new texture. So we have a new texture and you can click that button. And that button is going to take you into the textures panel. So this is where we define our texture properties. I'm going to change it to clouds and increase the scale to 2. And we are going to smooth this out a bit. So under the object, shade smooth. So now we have a smooth surface. You can also decrease the strength of the displacement modifier. Finally, Ctrl A and apply all transformations. We are going to add a cube. So now we want to scatter this cube onto our surface right here. So how do we do that? One way is to use particle systems. But in this tutorial, we are going to use geometry nodes. So for geometry nodes, we are going to go Shift A and we are going to add a special object called point cloud. And this point cloud object is specially designed for geometry nodes. So just add that. And as you can see, it looks like an empty object. So you can bring it in the center of a scene and you can scale it until our ground plane fits completely inside this point cloud object. So this looks pretty good. Now we are going to rename this plane to ground. So everything is done, our setup is done, everything looks good. So it's time to implement the geometry nodes. For that we are going to increase the size of this timeline. And we are going to replace this timeline window with the geometry node editor. And the geometry node looks quite similar to the shader editor. So select the point cloud and we are going to add a new geometry node. So as you can see, we have a geometry node group right here. We have an input node and we have an output node. So this is quite similar to the compositing that we do. And if we go to the modifiers tab, you can see that the geometry nodes has been applied as a modifier. So in order to scatter this cube onto a plane, we are going to need 3 nodes. The first node is going to be the point distribute node. The second node is going to be called the point instance node. And the third node is going to be called the object info node. So we can specify an object in the object info node. So you can click that eyedropper tool and you can select our ground plane. So we have our reference to the ground plane right here. Now we can connect the geometry into the geometry of the point distribute. So by doing that, we have specified the surface on which we are going to distribute our particles. Our distribution surface is set to the ground plane. So after we have done that, we are going to connect the geometry of the point distribute into the point instance. And the point instance node is where we define the actual object that is to be scattered. So click the eyedropper tool and select the cube. So basically the cube is a particle and the plane is our emitter. And as you can see, we can't see anything, and that is because we need to connect these things in between the input and the output. So you can drag the object in the object info node to the input right here, and that will create a new object slot. So we have basically created a ground variable, and in the modifiers tab we can see that variable. We can connect the geometry from the point instance into the group output, and once you do that you can see a bunch of cubes, and the scale of these cubes is quite large. You can change the number of these cubes in the point distribute node, so the density controls the number. So first we are going to fix the scale of these objects. For that we are going to need a point scale node, and this is pretty self-explanatory. You can change the type from attribute to vector. These are basically the XYZ scale values. Let's see, a value of 0.1 is too large for me, and this will completely depend on the scale of your scattering surface. So a value of 0.01 looks good. So these cubes should only be scattered on our plane, and these cubes are going beyond our plane, so we don't need that. So we can easily fix this by changing the mode from original to relative. So as you can see, this looks pretty good. I'm going to make the point instance object a public variable. So I'm going to drag it into the input. And make sure that you organize these nodes, because you can really get lost in this. So make sure that you organize everything. And you can change this variable to grass. So we are going to add our grass mesh right here. And don't worry, I'm going to provide these models for free. So the link is in the description. You can go there and you can download these assets. So after downloading that, you will get one Blender file, and you can go to File, Append. And after appending them, you can go under the object folder and you can append all of these models. And as you can see, we have two rocks and we have a grass mesh. I'm going to move these objects to a new collection to keep things organized. So I've made a collection called objects, and all of these models are under the objects collection. If I go in the material view, you can see the materials of these objects. These are pretty simple. These are just texture maps. No normal maps or anything. Just plain diffuse textures. Okay, so now it's time to replace this cube with a grass mesh. And this is where geometry nodes is very powerful. So you can just click the point cloud, and under the modifiers tab in the grass, you can just change the variable to our grass mesh. And there you go, the cube is substituted by our grass mesh. Now the scale of a grass is uniform. And to randomize this a bit, we are going to add a node called random float. So we can specify the minimum value and the maximum value in the random float node, and then you can connect this node into the factor of our point scale. If you play with these values, you get some randomization and some variation in the scale of a grass. So this looks pretty good. So now I'm going to show you how you can paint this grass using vertex groups. So select your ground plane, go under the vertex groups, and you can add a vertex group called grass. You can add one more called rocks. So these are basically layers, and the grass layer will contain the grass and the rocks layer will contain the rocks. Now select the point cloud and go to your geometry nodes. In the point distribute, you can specify the density attribute. So attributes in Blender are basically names of properties. We can literally type the name of a vertex group in the density attribute, and that will work. This is case sensitive, so just type the name of your vertex group, and once you do that, all the grass in your scene will disappear. Now select your plane and go to the weight paint mode, and in the weight paint mode, you can just click and paint grass. So just paint some grass in your scene, pretty easy. After you have done painting, you can go back into the object mode. You can increase the scale and you can increase the density to make the grass more dense. So we have successfully painted our grass. So now it's time to bring in one more mesh, and that will be the rock mesh. So we are going to do a similar thing. We are going to go in the geometry nodes and drag to select all of these nodes. So we want the point distribute, the point instance, and the scale and the random float. Shift D, duplicate that and bring it down. And we need to specify the scattering plane in the point distribute node. So you can connect it to the object info. And similarly, you can drag the point instance object into the input and make it a public variable. And you can call it rocks. So now we have a public variable called rocks. But in order to view this, we'll need a special type of node called the join geometry node. So this join geometry node is quite similar to how you join meshes in Blender. Like if you select two meshes and if you press Ctrl J, so this does a similar thing. So just join these two. And as you can see, the cubes appear in the grass vertex group. So we need to change the vertex group in the density attribute. We have made the object in this point instance a public variable. So you can go under the modifiers tab and you can change it to any rock you want. I have two rock meshes. For now, I'm going to change it to rock 2. After that, we need to paint these rocks. So select the plane, go in the vertex group and go to the weight paint. As I said, these vertex groups are basically layers. Make sure that you are in the rocks layer. So just paint these rocks where we don't have any grass. After painting these rocks, you can change it to rock 1 or rock 2. You can decrease the density of these rocks. So I'm going to add one more rock. Shift D, duplicate that. So first of all, I'm going to change the variable name from rocks to rock 1 and change the mesh to rock 1. So now that rock 1 variable holds the rock 1 mesh. After that, I'm going to change this to a public variable and change the name to rock 2. Now we are going to define the scattering plane. So drag from the object node, object info node, and connect it into the point distribute. Shift D, duplicate the join node, and you can just join this. And the moment you do that, we can see some cubes in the scene. And that is because we have not selected our rock mesh, so just select that. And now in the point distribute, you can maybe change the density and change the seed to get some cool variation. At the moment, these rocks are intersecting each other. There is a way to make sure that these rocks don't intersect, but I'm going to show you how to do that in a different tutorial. This looks pretty good. The final thing, we are going to make a material. This is just going to be a PBR texture material. So if you have the node wrangler add-on enabled, you can select the principal shader and you can press Ctrl Shift T. So you can select all your principal textures. So that's it guys, this looks pretty good. Thank you for all the patrons who support it, it really helps a lot. If you like this video, leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to see you in the next video.